All right, welcome back here to the Xfinity Sports Report, your Colorado High School connection. Brian Roth back with you, and as advertised, joined by Regis girls basketball. We have Noelle Cahill, Fran Belibi, and Carl Mattei. Guys, thanks for joining us. And listen, Noelle, let me start with you. #1 ranked team in the state of Colorado. Tell me how the season has gone so far.
The season has been going great. Over the season, we've had 2 out-of-state tournaments. Our team chemistry is just getting better and better every week. Going into the next couple of months, the most important months of the season, I think we're doing a great job just coming together as a team, playing hard. And I think that'll take us to peaking at the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. 13-3 in the season. And as Noelle mentioned, they've been dominating their in-state competition. 10-0 so far in-state. And Fran, I know you guys probably had some pretty high expectations coming into the season.
Yeah, I think definitely after coming from a Final Four run last year, we definitely felt like we had the confidence and we had the components to make another run this year. And I think one of our goals wasn't just to win state or just to go undefeated in state, but to come together as a team and make sure we're playing team basketball. And I think that's what's got us this far.
So, Carl, you know, I'm watching you guys last year, and I look at your roster, and you have 1 senior, and you're so young, and yet there you guys are making a run to the state semifinals. How did that little run set up what you guys are doing this year?
I think that was the starting point, the belief, because you have such young kids, and Noel was on those teams a couple of years ago when we were struggling a bit trying to get back to where we were from 14, and that made them believe, hey, we've got everybody back, and if we work hard this summer, we got a good chance of winning this thing. So
right.
They put in a lot of work this summer, and now we're doing okay.
Right. Well, yeah, doing okay to the tune of getting 13-3. Now, talk about the win against Grandview. We had our cameras out there. Now, you met Grandview in the state semifinals last year. They ended your season, and I think we can all agree Grandview was the best team in the state of Colorado. It's hard to argue against that fact. But they beat you pretty good in the state semifinals. You get them early this season, and you get the win. How motivated were you guys for that game?
The energy in the locker room was out of this world. It was more energy than I've ever experienced from myself, from all of the teammates. We were so hyped for the game. And we came in and we won. And it was one of the most exciting wins I've ever had in my life.
Right. And Fran, what can a win like that do for a ball club? I know it's non-conference, and at the end of the year, what does it mean in the state tournament? Not much, but what did it mean for you guys moving forward?
I think for us it was definitely a statement game because Grandview was obviously, they were the state champs, and we had made it to the Final Four, and we had a lot of confidence in ourselves, and we weren't sure if the state saw that just how good we were, and for us to come out and beat the state champs and the way we did without getting down when we were down and coming back from a huge deficit, for us it improved our confidence, and I think it showed us and it showed the state that like Regis is back and we're here and we're going to try to do some great things this year.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question Regis is back. Carl, you've been here 15 years. You won 3 state titles, won one in 09, I think 13 and 14. You had a couple state runner-up teams. You have coached a lot of talented teams. I think about the 08 team that didn't win it, the 09 team, and you talk about all the Division I players. Where does this team fit in your 15 years of coaching at Regis?
I tell these kids all the time, if you believe in yourselves, great question. I think we're the second best team I've ever had. I look at all the pieces, I look at the backups, I look at the youth we have who are so talented, and I go, dang, that 6 team where Frank got me at Mullen, I had 8 Division I kids, and he still won. And Noelle referenced that in terms of peaking at the right time. We have to peak at the right time, but if they do, we're deep in every position. Right. And that's hard when you think about, okay, they've got 3 or 4 kids. Our bench can solidify positions when somebody subs out or gets in foul trouble. So I think they're the second best team I think I've had at Regis.
Right, yeah, and that's saying something. I mean, again, the 3 state championships and what you've been able to do over the years. All right, well, talk a little bit about these two, and let's start with Noelle. What kind of player? She's one of only 3 seniors. She's going to be going to play in the Ivy League next year at Penn. What does she do for your ball club?
She gives us a great presence inside. At 6'4", her strength, her dominance inside is very intimidating for teams that have maybe penetrating guards. And her presence around the basket with Fran has been fantastic with their high-low, the opportunities we can use, almost like a college game where you can play a Kansas style, where you've got good guards roaming, but you can do a lot of high picks, high screens, and Noelle is fantastic around the hoop. And then Fran, probably one of the best athletes I've ever coached. And you got a young lady like that can go up above the rim and get passes. Most girls can't. Nafisa Collier at Connecticut can. And Michaela last year had that ability to make things out of nothing. And so you put these two together at 6'2", 6'4", it's hard to defend for teams. And it's a fantastic position to be in as a coach to have these two.
Right, absolutely, and of course, Fran, obviously you were on the scene and under the spotlight with the dunk. Did that change a little bit of the notoriety that all of a sudden maybe was thrust upon you?
I think it did a little bit. I mean, in some ways, like some people knew who I was. Like I'd already had an article where it said like I could dunk, and I was on like a good team and we were really coming together. But I think it brought more attention to our team kind of, and like now we have a girl who can dunk, and it brought a little bit more attention to me in terms of college and stuff.
Right.
But I think it also helped our team get attention, and I think teams always strive when there's people watching and when you feel as though you're practicing and you're playing for other people and to entertain. And I think it was definitely really fun for us all.
We were talking right before we came back from the commercial, and you've only been playing basketball for 3 years. How have you been able to pick it up so quick, and what have been some of the challenges?
I think when you watch a lot of basketball, watch NBA games, college games, it helps you kind of understand what's going on. And in all honesty, I've always wanted to play basketball for a long time. I just never had the opportunity. So I was always like kind of by myself, like air shooting the ball and practicing my shot form. And I think that definitely helped. And then I, of course, had great teammates and Coach Carl helping me through it. And of course, when you're starting something new, it's always going to be difficult to pick it up.
Right.
But I had some great mentors and some great teachers, and I think that definitely helped me.
Yeah, I mean, Carl, have you ever had a situation, I mean, you've been coaching a long time, a situation where you have a player as talented as Fran that had such limited exposure to the game at this late of age?
Never in my life. It's a dream job, because now you're getting a young lady that's come in that's not been taught wrong, not been taught that she's better than she is. She's coming in totally fresh and saying, here, mold me into, I want to play. And you're like, oh, wow. And so you're excited about that, but then you sit there sometimes and go, oh, my word, she's got so much to learn. And but no, she's improved so much, so fast. And like you said, in less than 3 years, gone from just picking up a ball to now being all Colorado last year, making USA basketball.
Right.
You're talking on a freeway where I don't want her to be defined by the dunk.
Yeah.
She's a rebounder, she's a ball handler, she's a passer, she's a great teammate, she's caring. And people look at the dunk and go, wow. But she's a great young lady, and she's a good ball player.
Right, no, absolutely. And again, this is a ball club led by these two that has a chance to make a run to a state championship if they can. It'll be the fourth in school history. Final thoughts, Noelle, let's start with you. Tuesday, Highlands Ranch. I mean, when you think about Regis Jesuit Highlands Ranch over the years, played some monster games. Mm-hmm. The Grandview game was fun, but I know you guys are looking forward to this one.
Yes, it's going to be a huge game for us, another big game of our season. And it's one of those games that I've been playing at Regis for a couple years now, and it's always the game that you look forward to in January. It's that game where you can get first in league, or you can push on towards a state tournament. Right. And you know they're going to be a good team. They are a very good team. And you're so excited to come out with that passion and that heart, and knowing all the history between Regis and Highlands Ranch. It's just so exciting to have the opportunity to make new history.
Yeah, and Fran, this is going to be a packed gym, too. I mean, it's a boys-girls doubleheader. Right?
Yeah.
This is what high school basketball is all about, isn't it?
It is. I mean, this for us is a statement game, and to have it before the boys means we'll have a good amount of fans, and because it's such a big game, we'll of course have fans. And for us, Highlands Ranch has always been a tough game. It's been a game we really have to come out and we have to perform, because this game can make or break whatever position we're in. And so it'll be really important for us to really come together for that game and see if we can push through. Yeah,
it's going to be a fun one. We always look forward to it. Again, as we've mentioned, it will be our XSR Game of the Week coming up on next Sunday night's show. All right, guys, really appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Best of luck against Highlands Ranch and the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Regis Jesuit girls basketball. We'll take a timeout. More highlights to come. Stay with us here on the Xfinity Sports Report.